Hello, in this tutorial we're going to focus on the vehicles page. Now we're going to use the demo account, so we'll go ahead and log in to the demo account. To get to the vehicles page, we go over here under the home tab and you'll see vehicles. We'll click on that and that will take us to the vehicles page. Now you can see all the vehicles currently in the system are listed right here. Now you can scroll through them page by page if you want. Generally what we do is we go up here to search. Quick find, we could type in here anything that would be in this list. So you could type in any part of this, or any part of both of these. For now we'll just do, let's search for this tag, 125HHH. We can hit enter, or we can click on the little magnifying or search icon. And you'll see it returns that record, the 125HHH. Now to clear that out, we can click on this or on the X over here. And that will remove that filter. And again, we'll have all our vehicles back. There's also a more advanced search feature by clicking on this drop-down arrow. And you'll see we can search several fields. We can add more if need be. But let's just search for the tag number that equals, and we'll go with that one there, Jones. And then we click search, and you can see it returns the vehicle with Jones. You could also do things like contains. Let's look for anything that contains an O. Search, and there we can see it'll return anything that contains an O. And then to hide that advanced search, we could just click that up. Let's clear out this filter. Let's search for tag number 56789. It's not there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that vehicle. We're going to do that by clicking here on this new vehicle icon. Now, this vehicle needs to have an owner. That's required. So we can select a vehicle. So we can select a customer from our customer list. Now, if the customer is not here, you can add a new customer by clicking on this Create New icon. And here we could add the new customer. Now let's go back, and we're just going to pick a customer that we already have in here. Let's go with Don John. So Don John owns this vehicle, and we're going to use that tag of 56789, and the VIN number, I'm just going to paste one that I already have in here. Hit enter, and there you can see it's decoded the VIN and tells us exactly what this vehicle is. Now we can put a mileage correction in here. We're going to put in 50,000. And what this does is, if the odometer had been replaced at some point, and we're going to say that this car was replaced at 50,000, so in order to get the actual mileage on the vehicle, this 50,000 will be added to what's on the odometer currently, give us an idea of what's actually on the car. And that'll help us when we do our recommendations for services. Pricing matrix, we're going to get into that a little later on. So we're going to skip past that for now. Vehicle note, I'm going to add a little note here about this vehicle, just to say this is a great vehicle or a great car. And let's save that by clicking OK. So now you can see that vehicle was added. Now to select that vehicle, we click on this row anywhere, and you see it turns yellow. And that means we've now selected that vehicle. Now under here are everything that has to do with this vehicle. Vehicle attributes, what we keep here are things like radio codes, engine serial numbers. Now you can create as many of these attributes as you'd like. We're going to go ahead and add a new attribute. We're going to call this suspension code. So we click on that new icon. We can type in the attribute name. We're going to call it suspension code. Click OK to save it. So we now have a new vehicle attribute, which name is suspension code. And now we're going to put in the suspension code for this vehicle, and we're just going to make something up. There, we're going to call that the suspension code. We're going to save that. So this car now has a suspension code. Let's add one more. Let's say this car has a code for the radio. Call that 66754. Okay. And let's see what the other one is. Let's say we need to keep the engine serial number. And we'll make up an engine serial number for this. And we'll save that. So now with this vehicle we have 3 attributes. Now you might notice over here we get this little drop down box. This allows us to do basically the same things as we can do up here. We can edit, we can add, we can delete. We can do the same things from these little drop downs. The only real difference is this edit allows you to edit right here in this row. This edit opens the whole record. Now let me show you what I mean. If I click here, you'll see it brings up this form with all the information. If you click edit here, you'd just be able to edit these in this row. And we'll just click cancel to get out of that. So that's vehicle attributes. And again, we have the advanced search and the quick search here. Let's go to vehicle documents. Now, vehicle documents, you could store things like diagnostic trouble codes. Any documents have to do with this vehicle. If you want to keep TSBs with this vehicle, if you want to keep pictures of damage to the vehicle. Let's go ahead and click new. So we're going to create a new vehicle document. The date is put there for us automatically. Let's go ahead and pick DTC. We have for diagnostic trouble code. We'll just say DTCs on 3/23/2013. We click next. Then we click here to upload. Click here to browse for our document. Go over here. Under here, I have a diagnostic trouble code printout. Click on that, it uploads, and we're done. Now if you want to preview that, you can click here on the download. And you can see is the printout now saved for this vehicle. Click OK to save all that information. And now we have that DTC stored with this vehicle. Let's add another one. Let's add an image of some damage. This is a broken sway bar bracket. Click next. Click here to upload. Browse. Here's the picture. Again, if we want to preview it real quick, make sure it's there. There's the picture of our broken sway bar bracket. Click OK, and that saves that record. And now here we have a document and an image with this vehicle. Vehicle specifications. Things we store here are oil type, tire pressures, things that might be specific to this vehicle. Maybe this customer only wants synthetic, or maybe it takes a specific type of oil. tire pressures. Let's just go ahead and put oil type in. Let's just say 530 synthetic. Okay, so next time it comes in, you won't have to go look it up again. You've got that information right here. Recommendations, this is something we're going to delve into a little later on after the car's been here and we've written an invoice. If the customer doesn't perform the work, it gets put here in the list of recommendations. History, kind of the same thing. This actually shows all the invoices previously for this vehicle. If we wanted to look up what work was done previously, we go right here. And again, this is each individual invoice. Now the job history, we can search for things, water pump or by part number or brake pads, and we can look to find out individual jobs and when they were done. And again, that's something we'll look at a little bit more later on. Since this vehicle currently has no history, it's hard to demonstrate it. And then invoices. This would only be if there were a current open invoice on this vehicle. If there were, we would see it here. We could jump over to that invoice from here. And that concludes the vehicles page.